Okay, so you would have already seen the average of 12 on the Shengshou and then the QJ. So yeah, we'll start off with stickers because I'm comparing of this comparison. So the stickers of the QJ Pyraminx is these weird, scratchy like ones. They don't really chip. Kind of weird. They're also on the QJ Megamix version 1. I think they've changed their stickers in the past 2 years because, yeah, there's a QJ logo right there. Also the QJ 5x5 and 4x4 back then when I brought them. Yeah, the QJ 5x5. Yeah, my 4x4 broke ages ago. I still got all the pieces. I'm missing 3 center pieces. And the core broke in half at school and, yeah. And, nah, yeah. Okay, and now we go to the stickers of these. These are vinyl. Yeah, I don't think these are vinyl. They're kind of weird. Look at that. And nice colours. We'll go through the colours. So, yellow, it's a fluorescent yellow, and this one's quite dark and dusty and musty looking yellow. A bit like, yeah. There you can see the standard yellow that you get on like Diane cubes and Shengshou cubes if you don't bother getting your stickers. So before that it was quite musty, but that looks kind of more mustard like, yeah. It's kind of mustard like yellow. So they're like 3 different tiers. Still those two are quite similar. The greens. This looks like this is a bright green. This is quite a dark green compared to that. Yeah, that's about halfway in between it. I don't know. Let's just compare the 3x3 standard colours. So yeah, that's a nice bright green. That's a dark green. Blue. Blues are the most similar. That's quite dark, but that's more of a bright blue. Orange, red. This looks a bit more of red, so I guess you could call that red-orange, or fluorescent red. And that's more red, so that's quite dark and that's quite bright. So now we'll go and show the contrast. Here we go. Here's the contrast of colours. They're pretty good. All colours not right next to each other, but still. There you go. Yeah, there's not really much to say. The camera may make it look a bit different. Yeah, these stickers are quite easy to tell apart. None of them are that similar. I mean, the only problem with these may be that the yellow-green looks quite similar. But they are pretty different. It's kind of a greeny yellow. Anyway, now we'll move on to turning. These both have a ball bearing mechanism. This one feels, this is quite kind of loose. I mean, it is got a, you can tension it, but don't think it has springs or anything. It's kind of weird. I did take it apart and I lost like one of the ball bearings. So yeah, this one's kind of loose and annoying to tension. This, yeah, there you go. It's got screws. The screws are kind of weird looking. They're like flat, perfectly flat. I mean, you compare them to I don't know, Diane spring. I'm just going to send to cap. You can see the little washer-like thing, and then it comes up and around, a little curved end. Yeah, it's kind of like a lead-headed nail, except screw. Yeah, this is like, let me think, it's hard to think of what it's like. A plate, a perfectly flat plate on top of a stick, like, you know, those people that spin plates. Like a perfectly flat one, except it's got a screw in it. And obviously the screw has the thread. Yeah, the caps, I have not really tensioned this. I've loosened it a little bit. Yeah, the caps, they come off easily. They don't really come off. I have pulled them off a few times accidentally. This, yeah, when I first got it, I could not get these caps off. I didn't even bother. But then one day I dropped it about last year and one came off. And then earlier this year I decided to get them all off. So sometimes when you're solving you can accidentally pull it off. At the moment it's kind of shitty because this one's way tighter this face. And this tip's turning quite bad. But yeah, go over the tips now. This tip, yeah, the tips turn pretty good and fast on this one. These tips, yeah, they turn fast as well. There's not really much to say. The tips both turn good. Yeah. Oh, have I gone over the turning? Yeah, they both have ball bearing mechanism. This one feels a bit rattly to me. Yeah. This one's snappy and fast. This pops. Like, man, I'll try and see if I can get pop. It's not the hardest thing in the world to do. I'm actually showing you how the caps come off. There you go. One problem I have with pops is that one can happen, then more and more and more can happen. There you go. Two pieces came out at once. Yeah, so once this thing pops, it has a tendency to either pop one piece or it will pop a couple out at once. And pieces sometimes even fall out. Literally, I'm not joking. They fall out. I'm going to show you the piece of the QJ. I'm not going to take this apart because I don't want to. Oops. It's kind of hard to see, but you can watch other videos for that. Like, I don't know, Felix Lee's or maybe Cube or Cubes is a review. Yeah. Did Otter show? I don't know. Otter didn't show the mechanism. Here we go. Oh, yeah, here we go. I've lost a lot of these little caps, about 3. So here's the piece. Let me just, I don't think it's out of focus, is this? This camera doesn't really focus. So as you can see, that piece is a tiny, tiny bit. That's why it pops. It's so small. Look at that. Just look at that compared to the puzzle. Can you see that? I'll just put it up beside me. Yeah, since these are triangular, it's a bit hard. Look at that. I have a ruler somewhere, but that looks like it's only 1mm thick. And the average 3x3, you know, that goes in quite a bit. You've seen dying cubes. So yeah. It's hard to think of what else to say. Oh yeah, corner cutting. Not, if that means anything on Pyraminx, that can go about that much. Reverse corner cutting. Not at all. This Pyraminx might pop. Not much. A little bit less. Oh, on the loose faces it can go. This can go a bit faster when it's loose. Let's see. What would you call that? No. Halfway, yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, the corner cutting is decent on this. I mean, this one just snaps up a bit. What can I compare it to? I don't know. This has got a ball bearing mechanism. This is skewed, lang skewed. It's hard to grasp it. Yeah. So the corner cutting, I'll describe what it feels like. No, it doesn't feel like any cube. You put it a bit. It's easy. It just snaps up. That's all I can describe it as. Yeah. The feeling. Yeah. I'll just. Yes. Yeah. In conclusion, I love. This is an alright Pyraminx when you first get it, but it rapidly loses tension and it's terrible after that. This I love. I mean, I did a mean of 100 on this like yesterday, and I got 10.79, which is PB. Had like an 825 average of 12 in there. I did upload a 9.27, I think, average of 12 about a year or something ago. I never really improved on Pyraminx on